Making his way to the blue corner, Dago Sandoval.
So here we have Dago Sandoval fighting out the Kame House.
Tell you what, they are well represented here tonight. This is already, what, our third or fourth fighter?
Yeah, I believe so. You know, those Arcadia fighters are from that same gym as well, so I believe this is the third or fourth fight for sure. Looking to make their mark.
Yeah. Dago Sandoval is coming in. He is 1-1-1. Don't see that record too often, but 1 win, 1 loss, 1 draw for Sandoval so far in his amateur career. So, Kame House, what do you know about them? What can you tell me about them?
I know their coaches. They used to train at Ironworks Training Center, so they're a branch off of the Ironworks Training Center. And Zach Burrows-Nash right here, former fighter. He's one of the coaches there. Dan Nemo, one of the fighters, former fighter. Those guys are going to look, they're pretty well-rounded, man. I'm very, very interested to see how they develop their young fighters, So far, they've been having a really good showing.
Indeed. As Dago Sandoval, again, 1-1-1 so far in the amateur career, getting ready for his fight tonight. So we haven't heard an update on you, Alton. Where are you at? When are we going to see you fight next?
Man, you know what? I'm hoping sometime soon. I'm getting healthy, getting the body right. But my time is coming. My time is coming for sure. I'm loving it. I'm just enjoying it. I'm enjoying the process of getting healthy, getting my mind right, body right. But I got a lot more to accomplish in this sport, that's for sure.
Been making commercials I've seen, which is always cool as well.
Yes.
I saw you in that commercial for that barbershop. I'm like, that's my guy, man. Messaged you right away as Sandoval is into the cage. And now that he's in there, let's meet his opponent.
And his opponent fighting out of the red corner, Hazen Rice.
Hazen Rice, he's a interesting character here. This guy right here, former collegiate wrestler, very well accomplished wrestler. Also a cop, as you can hear from
Is that right?
the Cops
There you go.
song. This kid is a stud. I love this kid right here. He's been coming to class. He's developing fast and hard, and, he has a bright future. He has a bright future, I would say that.
Bad Boys by Inner Circle. I don't know if, everybody realizes, again, I'm going to pull another old guy reference, what a smash hit Cops was back in the day. I mean, we used to watch it when I was in college in the early 90s.
I watched it as a kid.
Yeah.
At age of 3, 4.
All of us would get together and watch, and all we would ever root for is for people to run. We wanted to see them run and get chased down by the cops. It was always fun if they would start running. A lot of it, by the way, somehow would always happen in Florida, too. I'm not sure what's going on in that state.
Yeah, that is true.
There was a lot of
There's a lot of weird stuff that happens in Florida. I would say that.
Absolutely. Hazen Rice is in. And we go back to Ken Bostetter.
All right, this is the 6th bout of the evening. 3 3-minute rounds, amateur MMA, brought to you by Carbon World Health. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 145 pounds. Fighting out of Arcadia, Wisconsin, representing Kame House, Dago Sandoval. Across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. Also weighing in at 145 pounds. Fighting out of Madison, Wisconsin, representing Capital City MMA and Chosen Few Fight Team, Hazen Rice.
Biggest ovation of the night
Your
so far
referee,
belongs to
Sandoval.
Hazen Rice, as this crowd is psyched up as we're starting to get closer and closer to the top of the card and our co-main events of the evening as well. Rice is 1-0, looking to improve on that, as here we go, Rice and Sandoval. So Rice, a collegiate wrestler. You talk about having to face those guys with that wrestling background. A lot of guys don't like to face guys with wrestling backgrounds.
No, not at all. But Hazen, he's going to look to keep it standing as well, too. The kid is pretty well rounded. I know Sandoval is a striker as well. But the ability to have that grappling background and be able to go to that, even when he's in trouble, just makes his striking so much better, because the opponent's already thinking about the fact that when is he going to shoot, so they're already hesitant to that.
Good right hand. Wow, rocks Sandoval and pushed him back a little bit, as connecting early on here in this fight is Hazen Rice. Rice, for only his second amateur bout, looking pretty composed so far in the early going of this one. It's amazing what I think you can learn from your first fight and your debut to the second fight. I bet you that's a huge learning process.
Hazen's a lot more. He's a lot more patient. He's a lot more patient this fight than he was his first fight in here. Albeit it ended quick, but
he did. Rice now sizing up Sandoval. He continues to score. That left hand and also that left foot scoring almost at will against Sandoval. Sandoval now better tighten up. I'm not sure the right side of his face. We might see our first cut of the evening. I didn't know if one opened up. There's a spinning kick. More flash than
seeing
fury
the wrestler
there.
throwing the spinning tornado kick.
Yeah. Good left again, as Rice continues to do good work here in round number one.
Less than a minute.
One-sided round so far, and I do think that is blood coming from just above the right eye.
Left eye.
Or, yeah, just to the side of it.
RIP.
So I don't think it's getting in his eye, so that's a good sign, at least for Sandoval.
But he's getting dominated.
He is indeed. Rice, a good showing here in round number one. Seems composed, striking when he needs to. Good combinations, and that kick, wow. That left foot really working for Rice. Rice looking very confident here in round number one as well. There's a good left pushing Sandoval back. Sandoval running out of room here as he is up against the cage, and a flurry of punches by Rice.
I'll tell you what, these Kame House guys, they're pretty tough.
They are indeed. They could take some punches, but Sandoval, whoa.
Huge cut.
Big cut right above his right eye. We'll see what the doc is going to do about that when we come back from Chosen Few Fighting Championships on TVW.
That's it.
Yeah, I thought that opened up early on. I couldn't tell for sure, and then I got to look at it. It's like, uh-oh. That one's on the eyelid.
Yeah, the ref might look at that.
Yeah. I think they're trying to hide it from him. Good sized cut above the eye of Dago Sandoval. His corner working on that. We take a look at some of the reason why that happened. Wow, Hazen Rice, good combination right there. Has been following up with kicks and really dominated round number one.
Didn't look to shoot at least once.
No, he's working on his striking, and the striking looked good. The thing about it, too, a lot of guys sometimes when they're striking well, especially amateurs, you'll see them get off balance. So I thought he did a good job of keeping his feet, keeping his balance the entire round, staying composed. And that really does help as the combos continue for Hazen Rice. And now he drops Sandoval to the mat. He's going to let him get up again. Just a dominating performance so far by Hazen Rice, showing off some of his striking ability. Thought he's a wrestler here, Alton.
He's a mixed martial artist. He is a mixed martial artist.
He's mixing it up here tonight. Gotta love it. Sandoval now putting that right hand up by his right eye. So there was a cut that the corner was working on in between rounds, and it opened up pretty good and was bleeding almost into the eye of Sandoval. Now it looks like there might be a cut just below his left eye as well. There, you can see it pretty good.
Looks like it's bothering his that eye as well, too.
Yeah, that's some good damage there that has been done by Hazen Rice.
I wouldn't be surprised if the ref stepped in if it goes to the in-between rounds to take a look at that.
Yeah, they might, because if that blood, especially if it's getting into the eye of Sandoval, that's a little dangerous. They don't like to see that, especially from amateur fighters. It's not like the Rocky movies where they allow that stuff to go on and you got closed eyes. And it's good for the movies. By the way, speaking of Rocky movies, sad to hear about the passing of Carl Weathers, Apollo Creed, who passed away yesterday.
Oh, man, I did not know this.
You didn't even see this?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a legend right there.
Absolutely. Apollo Creed also was in Carl Weathers in Predator, which was a great movie. Happy Gilmore, funny flick. And was doing a really good job in The Mandalorian as well. Even directed an episode. And
that's a legend for sure.
Yeah, sad to hear about the passing.
Lived one great life.
Absolutely. Played for the Raiders for a
while.
while. Yeah, played NFL football.
A man that lived a great life.
Yeah, in the CFL. Everybody loved him.
Hazen Rice trying to put on a great performance right here.
He has
looking for the finish. Keeping that chin down.
Fist of fury flying from Hazen Rice into the face of Dago Sandoval, who is still upright, still game, but that eye, especially the right one, really suffering right now and almost closed at this point. He was pawing at it, and now about halfway closed there as the blood continues to trickle into that eye. Hazen Rice still looking pretty darn fresh and none the worse for wear as you take a look at Sandoval heading back to his corner. We'll go to the third round when we return to Monona Terrace on TVW. Oy, oy, oy. That's not good.
Well, the ref is going to step in.
Yeah. I'm surprised the ref hasn't looked at it yet or the doc. A bloody Dago Sandoval on his stool as his corner checking out those cuts. And once again, it was Hazen Rice just delivering all kinds of damage to Dago Sandoval. Wow, look at that flurry right there.
Yeah, he's just letting those hands go. I mean, pure confidence, not looking for a takedown at all.
Right now, that is a confident fighter in Hazen Rice. Sandoval, though, still has a puncher's chance. He's in there and ready to go for round number 3.
And we've seen crazier things happen.
Yes, we have. Especially in MMA, it seems to turn so quickly. A guy could be down and out in one shot and the fight is turned. Rice has to remember that as he continues to stalk Sandoval in the cage here in the third round. Rice looking to maybe finish for all the faithful that have been making noise for him this entire fight.
Well, he's got to let those hands go. Throw more than 2-punch combinations.
At this point, if you know you're up big, and Rice continues to really drive the action here in the third round. When you know you're up 2 rounds to nothing, though, does your strategy kind of change?
Sort of, kind of. You know, you gotta understand that you're up and stick to your guns. You know, but you don't need to rush it. You know, stick to what's working, but understand that you're ahead, and it's their job to try to bring the fight to you because you're ahead. But also, you gotta still fight like, you know, you might be potentially down as well too because you never know. We've seen crazy things happen when it comes to scoring.
That's one of the hardest things. You leave it up to the judges. You don't know how they're going to score it. And maybe they're seeing things that you just don't see or your corner is not seeing it. And it's happened. I've been shocked by a lot of decisions. doing these fights for years now, and sometimes you just see some crazy decisions. Rice, though, using his legs again. There's a good right hand. Sandoval, to his credit, continues to fight. He hasn't been scoring a lot, but he hasn't been backing down either. Rice, again, just confidently stalking down Sandoval and really getting good experience in the cage as well.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which I think is kind of underestimated sometimes. Sometimes it's a good thing for that fight to go the distance.
Oh, yeah. And this is a perfect fight for Hazen. I mean, as I mentioned, that wrestling background, but getting his cage time, getting comfortable, utilizing his hands. As you can see, he was creative. He threw a tornado kick. You don't see amateurs throwing tornado kicks. I mean, so the kid is talented. As you see right there, throwing a spinning heel kick, just pure confidence, just having fun in there.
But again,
trying new things.
One of those things that was telegraphed a little bit. You could see it coming as Sandoval was easily able to step out of the way, but it does always bring an ooh and an ah out of the crowd.
Even when it's telegraphed.
Absolutely.
You can see it coming from a mile away.
Final seconds here of round number 3. An impressive showing for one Hazen Rice. Looking for a clean sweep of this fight, and 30-27 might be one way to score it. It might be a 30-26 fight as Rice finishes it off strongly.
Great fight.
We'll see how the judges score it in his favor when we come back to Monona Terrace as you are watching the Chosen Few Fighting Championships number 24 on TVW. What a night for Hazen Rice. He dominated from the opening bell as we'll take a look at some of the action here from round number 3. And again, it was just Rice dominating. Good left you saw there that was set up by the kick. And, you were talking about it too, like using a kick and then following up with a punch right behind it.
Oh, yeah. And a lot of those kicks he was just using to keep his distance. Like some of those tornado kicks he was throwing, wheel kicks he was throwing, he was utilizing to keep his distance.
And a nice job by Hazen Rice to do that here tonight as our cage announcer, Ken Bostetter, ready for what we think we know is the decision here tonight.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was a great fight. A big round of applause for these two warriors. Woo. We go to the judges' scorecard for a decision. Judge Gabriel Sabeda scores the contest 30-27 Rice. Judge Winter scores 30-27 Rice. And Chris Clavetter scores 30-26. For your winner, fighting out of the red corner, Hazen Rice!
26, and maybe even that first round was the one that was probably a 10-8 round, but it was close. A lot of damage, though, and damage is what can get you that extra point, as Ken's going to talk to Hazen Rice.
I feel good. He is tough. He was hard to put out, so props to him for that.
I've seen him fight before, and he's just one of the most durable guys I've ever seen.
Yeah. Last fight here, I broke my hand. I had to get surgery, so I was determined to recover quickly, come back better, stronger, and I'm glad to get a good win here.
It's a good thing you didn't break your hand on how tough he is.
Yeah, my hands hurt, but they're not broke, so we're good here.
All right, well, it was a pleasure to watch you fight, sir. I look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you.
Hazen Rice, ladies and gentlemen.
A victorious Hazen Rice walking out of the cage. Fight number 7 is next on TVW.